And this is pretty much going to go over stuff that I think would be fitting for those picking up double hoops for the first time. I'm not actually going to go over a whole lot of things in depth and explanation because honestly I feel like at this point, if you're ready to pick up double hoops, you should be ready to kind of figure things out for yourself. Not saying, you know, getting help is fine and I'm going to show you how to do some of this stuff. I'm just not going to explain it in every single detail because honestly, playing with your hoops, like you can be the greatest teacher. So if you're ready to pick up 2 hoops, I think you should be ready to kind of, you know, start to figure things out on your own a little bit. So basically this is going to include a couple little tricks and stuff in there for doubles, but it's a lot of just drills and what you want to really work on and pay attention to when you first start doubles. So, first thing I want to go over are your planes. A lot of you have probably heard of this term. If you haven't, that's okay. So here we go. I guess I'm going to just start by hooping forward on my side planes. So here we are. As you can see, the hoops are on the left side and right side of my body, and they are going straight in a line, and I'll hoop straight to the camera so you can kind of see that as well. Hopefully these are looking pretty straight to you guys. The key is to not get them to start crossing over into this plane, because this is your front plane. I guess I didn't explain it too well. These are your side planes, right here in front, next to you. This is my front plane, right here, this hoop. It's my front plane, and then this is my back plane, so it kind of makes a square around you. And for a lot of tricks, it's good to keep those planes even and straight, I guess you could say. You don't want to necessarily cross planes a lot, at least not for some of the stuff I'm showing you right now, because that's the whole point, is to get our planes and our hoops more clean and accurate. So anyways, going forward, try not to cross planes like this. This will be crossing into our frontal plane or into our back plane. Try to get it going straight on forward. So this is pretty much the first thing you want to do, is if you can have both hoops, one on each hand, moving, you know, forward, and at the same time is, you know, key. If you start to lose, you know, they start to get off key, or off, you know, off timing, the timing starts to mess up, I add a little hop, and this will put them right back on to the same time. So that helps. From here, you kind of want to play with grabbing the hoops, throwing them in reverse, being able to hoop in reverse without crossing over your planes, and just kind of maybe play with that, just stopping and reversing, maybe absorb with the hoops a little bit. So if you want to go from backwards to forward, I'm going to absorb and then start going forward again, or and stop and start going. So you're not super jerky, trying to change them really quickly. Just let the hoops kind of, you know, move you. Don't force anything. Okay, so from here, if you're feeling comfortable with this, feel comfortable with stopping, switching directions, maybe try switching one at a time and going one forward, one backwards. Yeah, so that's, you know, first step. Next thing I like to tell people is, or teach people, is about split timing, and it's pretty simple. It's just when the points of the hoop, like when this hoop, my right hand, when it is at the top of its rotation, my left hand is at the bottom of its rotation. So this is split timing, and then also split timing. You can see it's just boom, 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 boom. And how I teach people how to do that is I just literally, I'll take my arms and I just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Really over exaggerated at first. Eventually you should be able to just do it without you know, being super obnoxious about it, but if you have to do this at first to get split timing, do it. So the next thing we should work on, we've got our side planes down, looking good, front, backwards, switching directions, you know, split time, whatever. The next plane we should work on is our front plane, and we want to work on both of the hoops moving in towards the middle and out away from the middle. I find this to be a little bit harder for people because when we have the hoops to our sides, we have our whole body separating us. But when we have the hoops in front of us, it's much more likely to clank and get in the way of each other. Don't get discouraged if they start hitting each other a lot. These are drills. These are meant to be, you know, things to make you get better at something. You're not supposed to be amazing at them right away. So, anyways, like I said, you're going to want to have them both coming So, you know, like I was saying, planes are very important. You can do this, eventually you can do this. Okay, so see how this is all going to, this will all come into play for a ton of double stuff. So this might seem slow at first, but trust me, it's all good. So from here, if you've got, you want one to be just a little bit in front of the other. I put my right arm just in front of my left arm. I hardly even think about it anymore. It kind of comes naturally, so hopefully eventually that'll be the same way with you. Like we did before. Stop, maybe do both sides. La-ti-da. Cool. Now the next one is behind us. This one I also find to be a little bit trickier, especially because my shoulders, I don't know if it's just me, but my shoulders have a hard time really opening up like this. And you also can't really see the hoops as well, so kind of just hoping muscle memory takes over here. But you want to also go hooping away from the middle and then hooping towards the middle. This one's the hardest for me. You can hear my hoops clapping. There we go. Yep. I don't typically sit behind me and do this a whole lot. It's just good planes for stuff like this, which we will talk about in this tutorial. Alright, so if you've got your front plane, or you've got your side planes down, you've got them in reverse, you've got your front plane and your back plane. So I want to show you how you can kind of put these all together into a nice little drill. And you can transition from one to the other. So right now you see me, I'm hooping forward. I've got both hoops on my side plane. I'm going to transition into having both hoops in front of me. All I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quarter turn with my body. I'm going to explain this without my hoops first. Imagine that imagine that these hoops are moving. I'm going to turn my body a corner turn right here, but the hoops are exactly in the same spot. My shoulder, my left shoulder is a little more open now because I turned, but other than that, it's exactly the same. See? It's the same thing. Alright, so from here, your right arm is going to do the same thing. Your left arm, however, is going to do just this, just a weave. You guys know how to do a weave. You're going to weave and go from an outside grip as you come up in the middle, kind of transition into an inside grip. So what it looks like is hooping on my side plane, hooping on my side plane. Right arm stays the same, rotate my body a quarter turn to the side, and I do a weave, and look. Now they're both in my frontal plane. Yay! Now they're both moving, for me, counterclockwise, but we practiced moving just one hoop earlier, right? So we can simply do this, or this, or, you know, whatever we want to do. Okay, so again, just a little quarter turn, and a weave, and we're here. The magic thing about that is now, I can show you how to make a full turn. We're going to turn our bodies again, but this time you kind of have to do it at the same time as the weave. We're going to turn our bodies another quarter turn in the same direction, and this time our left arm is going to stay the same, but our right arm is going to do a reverse weave. So it'll look like this. Here to our front plane. Okay, so with our right arm, it'll look like this. I'm going to turn as I weave a reverse weave here. So then we're right here. So with both hoops, it looks like this. Ta-da! You've successfully changed directions while hooping. So if we do that, if I show you what we just did really fast, it's pretty much like this. It's changing directions while we're hooping. That's one of the first tricks I show people how to do. Yeah, we're not necessarily, I mean, it's not the exact same thing, but it's the same idea. These drills will help you get you to that point. So here, here, here. Guess what? If we turn one more time, and I do another reverse weave, I'm back here. And then I'm here. Oh my gosh! I'm making a square, turning in circles with two hoops. It's not that difficult. You guys have got this, I know it. So again, we're both hooping with both arms going forward. Right arm staying the same, quarter turn. Left arm weaves.
Piano.
And now we do another quarter turn and our right arm weaves.
Violin.
And now we do another quarter turn and our left arm weaves. But it's a reverse weave this time. And then...
Music lesson?
Alright.
By their second kid, every mom is an expert.
Okay,
and more likely to choose love than first-time moms.
making a forward weave to come over, if we're starting in reverse, it's going to do a reverse weave. Same thing, outside grip to the inside grip. So practice that as well. Practice starting not only going forward, but practice going backwards first. Now you'll see that now I'm on my frontal plane, the hoops are moving clockwise instead of counterclockwise. And again, you guys, I'm sorry if this is really repetitive, but this is the kind of stuff that's really going to help your double looping in the future. So from there, like I kind of said, this is kind of like a turn, which is really important in double looping. To turn, let's say I'm hooping forward now, and I'm facing, obviously the way that I'm facing, you guys see that. I'm going to show you guys how to do a turn 180 degrees. You'll be facing the opposite way, and you'll also be hooping in reverse. Instead of hooping forward and pushing hoops away from you, you'll be facing the other way and hooping in reverse. By doing so, I'm going to swoop both of these hoops down in front of me, bring them back up, and reverse. Again, this is what it looks like. Swooshing them both down in front of me, leading with my right arm, and then reverse. Or people get caught up on this sometimes is you do have to cross your body. So as you turn, to make that 180 degree turn, the left arm crosses over your body, and then as you come back and start facing the other way, the right arm crosses back over to the other side of your body as well. I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. If you just try to like turn and not across your body, you're gonna, you have to bring your left arm down and in front, and then your right arm back up into the side. To continue that circle, instead of going, to continue the circle, like I was saying, to make it a full circle, we want to turn back over our right shoulder again. What we're going to do is go and up and over and leave with our right arm again. And it's the same idea. We're going to go across our body with the left hoop and go up. And now we're here looping forward again. So we're back to where we started. So it's a full circle. So it looks like this. You might not see a lot of people do that move necessarily, but I'm sure you've seen people do this. And it's the same thing. You got to know how to do this first before you do that. So that's why I'm starting with this very basic stuff. So what else to talk about with the double looping? The tips I wanted to remind you guys of again were for split timing, make sure you just really exaggerate, for anything really exaggerate the moves at first. If you want same time, but they're kind of going off same time, remember just to keep bouncing, that'll get them back on. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, oh yes, sorry, I normally like super plan these out, but this was like last minute tutorial, so bear with me. Another thing to try while you are playing with your hoops for the first time, just kind of experiment moving your arms around. It doesn't have to be in a weave, it doesn't have to look freaking gorgeous or be like geometry. Just get comfortable with like moving your arms around, maybe make a circle with your arms fully extended, let the hoops move themselves, don't force anything. Yeah, and kind of just, stick one arm up, get good at sticking that arm up, get good at this arm up, this arm out and this arm up, this arm goes up and this one goes up. Just kind of play around with it. Another thing, if you're trying to, you kind of got a few doubles things down, but you don't have a ton of stuff, and you're looking for a few things to kind of broaden, like if you're doing a double super performance, you don't think you have enough material. When I first started doing doubles, I would just sit with this hoop on my left arm all day and just, not all day, but I would just do a part of my sequence would just be like me doing all these tricks that I knew how to do with my right arm, with my other, with like, if I'm just sitting with one hoop, I would just do all the tricks that I know are very clean with my right arm with my one hoop. Well, I sit here with my left arm going, so I'll, do some stuff, and yeah, I'm not doing any weaves or anything, but this, you can still do some stuff. So play around with that too. It's good to do, fill up a little time filler, or even just to get you comfortable with having two hoops in your hand. It's good. Alright, so the next thing that I wanted to go over with the doubles is talk about moving our arms and playing with just the arm that we're comfortable with. Yeah, I wanted to teach you guys actually a couple more tricks type of things that you probably were expecting when you were watching this tutorial. Isopops, those are a very good thing for beginner double most of you are watching this, that you were at the point where you can do an isopop with one hoop. If you can't, there's tons of tutorials. I will give you the briefest tutorial ever on it. If you watch a lot of my stuff, I talk about the hoop as a clock. I hold the hoop to my side at 6 o'clock. I will push the hoop out and let it rotate until my arm is at about 3 o'clock. I let go at that point, leave my arm in the same spot, but let the hoop rotate around my hand, grab it again at about 6 o'clock and pull it back in. So again, push till 3, let it rotate, grab it 6, pull back. Isopop. If you do that with your right arm, just practice the same strategy on your left. Okay? If you can figure out with your right, you can figure out left. I have faith in you guys. You guys can do this. So pretty much with that, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is really simple. Looks really cool. You can do whatever you want. You know, the beauty of this trick is it can also be transferred to our back plane, I guess. So we do isopops here. We can do isopops to the side, like I was just showing you. Sometimes I kind of turn my body and I face the front, do isopops still. So that's one that I really like to show you guys, especially because it's a good one. I think it's easy to transition to. We're sitting here, maybe playing around with split timing, and then you can just kind of go right into it. And kind of once you get the timing right, it kind of just like your body wants to make that work. The momentum kind of gets you going, and yeah, trust me, you'll like that one. Another good trick for beginners. I don't know if I mentioned earlier I wasn't going to go over any weaves, but I think this is technically a weave, so I'm not the most perfect person with terminology or whatever, so sorry. But I'm going to show you drop hoops first. This is called Chasing the Sun. Actually, no, I'm going to show you hoops first. It's called Chasing the Sun, and this is what it looks like. Pretty much just making a figure 8. It's really simple. I'm going to show you without the hoops now, like I said. So you're doing the same thing with both arms, but you're just following one arm with the other. So I lead with my right arm. I come up and over my head, and then I follow with my left arm. And they make a figure 8. See how I'm making a figure 8? Down in front of you. Figure 8. Like that. Another way I like to tell people, when you actually have the hoops, you might not get your arms this close together, but if we make a figure 8, when you get down, I'll show you with a little bit really quick. So this is the main movement you're really doing. It's just you're swinging it up above your head and you're doing a lasso. Up above your head, doing a lasso. That's really all you're doing. So when you have the hoops up above your head, it's like your wrists are going to be connected almost. And then when you come back down underneath, it's like your wrists, the back of your wrist will be connected. So it's like the front of your wrist and the back of your wrist. I'll come up here. So it's kind of going to look like this. Sorry, I'm going to have to kneel down for this. So back of your wrist, front of your wrist. Back of your wrist, front of your wrist. So it goes like this and around. So this is what it looks like. I lead with my right arm. My arm goes up and over my head. Left arm goes over my head. Down, down. Front of my wrist, back of my wrist. Front of my wrist. Now this is super exaggerated, like I just said. But that's kind of the right idea. See? Moving in a circle helps a whole lot too. A lot. Especially for this move. So this is a good weave. So again, I'm literally just doing this with both hoops. I'm just following one with the other. And I lead with my right around my head, down in front, around my head, down in front. So I believe that's called Chasing the Sun. And that can lead us into, not so much a trick, but yeah, I guess, yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll be a trick. So from here, this can kind of lead us into, we're here, kind of maybe sustain a spin. If you want, at this point you can connect the hoops, and come bringing down. And this is a really good trick for beginners with doubles, is the double, I call it the double hoop hand switch. I have a tutorial on this on my other page, youtube.com/MissBellaHoop. If you haven't subscribed to that one, it's got a lot more of my performance stuff on it, but it has all my old tutorials, and there's a tutorial on that on here, in that channel. So check it out. And yeah, so from chasing the sun, you can kind of just go onto that here, bring them up, and bring it down. Okay, so I've been talking to you guys for quite a while now, and thank you if any of you have stuck through this entire thing. This is kind of an experiment for me to kind of do more of like a lesson than just like, here is a trick. So I'm just going to go over really briefly again what drills and tricks we went over and learned. Oh, excuse me guys. Okay, so we just talked about our planes, keeping our hoops together with the right timing, using a bounce, kind of keep them on the same time. We also talked about split time, you really exaggerate those arms, 1, 2, 1, 2, until you get to the point where you don't have to. Kind of talk about turning with our hoops and keeping our planes really clean. These are our quarter turns. Then we can do a full turn. We also talked about just kind of playing around with the hoops, doing all the stuff you know with like your right arm that you can just do while you're playing with the left hoop and pretending like you're doing more double hooping than you actually are. Talked about isoclaps. And we talked about chasing the sun. And we also talked about double hoop hand switch tutorial you can find on my other page. I'll include it in the description. So yeah, that's pretty much everything we went over. I think it's a lot of stuff. Hopefully it gets you guys working on your doubles and yeah. Let me know if this was an okay way for a tutorial or if I should just stick to the under 5-minute single trick tutorials. That was really long, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Mwah. Meow.